Hi everyone! I'm really excited to be doing this. I hadn't planned on doing it, but I really just wanted to kind of communicate with you properly and not on Facebook in our group, because I think it's really nice for you to see me and hear me, and it helps with that connection when you're dealing with your mindset. So, about the Mindset Challenge, it starts next Monday, and I will be doing periscopes like this, which will set out some more information, give you some tools, some techniques, and setting you some questions as well as posting some more questions on the Facebook group, which I know lots of you have been enjoying over the last couple of weeks since we opened up the group. So if you are interested in tackling those mind monkeys, as we often call them, you know, that negative voice that you have in your head that doubts your ability, doubts what you want to do, just questions your every move. It might make you feel bad or stressed or unhappy. You may feel isolated. All of those feelings, first of all, are completely normal, and we all feel them from time to time, but they do stop us from doing what we want to do and what we want to achieve. So if that resonates with you, then do pop over to my Facebook group, which is Your Amazing Space, and you can join in on the Mindset Challenge on Monday. It's completely free. There's no charge at all. It's just that I really love doing this stuff, and I love sharing it with people. I love watching the change that it makes in them, which is why I've set the challenge up, so that you can really start this spring as it's a lovely sunny day here for the first time in ages, and it will help you really get going and start the 2016 the way you really want to do. So moving on, the next thing that I really wanted to talk with you about is some principles that underpin a lot of the mindset work that I do. I'm not going to share all of them with you today, because otherwise I'd be on here for like an hour. So I'm just going to share with you a couple of the main principles that I think are really going to help you get the most out of your challenge. Now, the first one is one that I really like, and I do like sharing it with other people, because it's something that we don't always accept. And that is that everything you do, everything that you think, behind it has a good intention. Now, when I first heard that, I'll be honest with you, I had a very negative voice, and I just thought, oh no, it doesn't. It's always criticising me. It always goes on, and I can hear so and so's voice in the back of my head going, da, 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 da. That's not got a good intention. But we have to dig a little deeper. And when we start to dig a little deeper, we find that actually it does. And usually that voice comes from a place because we're scared. We don't want to fail. We don't want other people to judge us. We want to keep safe. And it's those very human desires that often drive these thoughts that we have. And when we start to think of them in terms of, well, their intention is quite good, then we can kind of move on. We can accept them for what they are, and they don't feel quite as bad. They don't feel quite as, negative, perhaps. So perhaps today, when you do have those negative thoughts, maybe think, well, what is driving it? What is the good intention that is behind this thought? Because you may then start to unravel what is really driving you and what is at the core of that negative voice. Okay? So the next principle that I'm going to share with you is that one that I like, and one that my dad used to tell me all the time. You could say that it's been drilled in me from a very young age. And he used to say to me, what one fool can do, any fool can do. So if you're thinking, oh, I can do what Andrea's doing, yeah, of course you can. The only person really that's stopping you is what's going on up here. It's interesting, isn't it? And it may be interesting for you to observe, especially over the next couple of days, how many times you say to yourself, I can't do, oh no, I won't do that. And think about what is really stopping you, or who is really stopping you. We make loads and loads of excuses. I've been guilty of that as well. You know, I have a family, I have children, and I'd be, you know, oh, well, I can't do that because, you know, the kids need to do da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. But actually, I could have done it. The only person that was really stopping me was me, and perhaps a little fear. And so if you're thinking, I can't do, remember, what one fool can do, any fool can do. You can do it. The next thing that I want to share with you, and it really ties in with that fear, because fear is quite a strong emotive word, isn't it? Is that people say, well, I've been like it for years. I've always been like it. My mum was like it, and her mum before her was like it, and probably her mum before her mum and before her mum, and going back like 6 generations, they were probably all like it. So it must be in our DNA, and we just can't change it. Well, we're only hardwired to be scared of 2 things, and that is loud noises and a fear of falling. Ever noticed with a child, if he doesn't, a newborn baby, if he doesn't actually feel safe, it kind of, because he's scared of falling. And loud noises, that will make him cry. They're the things we're born with. Everything else is learnt. We learn it from our mums or our dads, or those who are, you know, influential around us. I think Jim Rohn is very famous for saying that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And that's because we learn behaviour. We learn behaviour from each other. Now, why that is interesting is that if you can learn negative behaviour, or behaviour that you feel is unhelpful, you can learn good behaviour that is really helpful too. It's just as easy. You could just ditch that and unlearn it and learn something new. And that is why mindset stuff is so powerful. Because if we don't like something, we can actually learn to be different. We don't have to stay the way that we are if we don't want to. If we're quite happy with how we are, then of course you can stay how you want to be. So that's really cool, isn't it? I really like that one. Okay. And the next one is really about how we experience. And have you ever gone to a party, say with your best friend or a colleague or something, and you've had a really, really good time? Like, you've really enjoyed it, and you're just buzzing, and you're just so excited when you get in the car to share it with your friend, and the journey home to just share this amazing experience that you've had. And you say, wasn't that fantastic? And they turn around and they go, oh, it was the worst party ever. I hated it. I wish I hadn't gone. And you think to yourself, what, did we just go to the same place? Have we just been in the same place? Because I had a great time. And that's the thing, we all experience life differently, yet we have the same experience. And that's quite interesting, because it means that if we all have different experiences of the same experience, then we can change our experience. Because that experience is to do with us. It's not to do with the thing that we're experiencing. So you may look out of the window today and think, well, the sun's shining, but it's really cold. I'm not going out there. All you may do is I've just done and gone out and thought, wow, this is a lovely day. You know, the daffodils are coming out. Finally, I can hear the birds singing. It's, you know, the sun is warm. It's crisp, but we're getting there. Same experience, just a different way of looking at it. And that's the kind of thing that we're going to be talking about next week as well. How you can really enrich your experience and change your experience so that you find the positive in it, and that you can really have a much richer experience of your life, because that's why we're here. So the other things that we're going to be talking about next week, yeah, I've got a list here because there's so many things. Okay, so what is our thought? What is that stuff that we've got going on in our head? What is it? Because there's so much of it and it can be so noisy sometimes. And of course, we'll be discussing how that affects our experience and how we can use our thoughts and have a better relationship with our thoughts so that actually we get a richer experience. We'll be talking about our inner voice. Yeah, that voice that we've all got in our heads, and how we can understand that better and maybe even use it for the good and in a positive way. Now, you'll hear me talk a lot about being in that space, and one of the reasons why I called the Facebook group Your Amazing Space is because when we're in that amazing space, we do amazing things and great things happen. And if you've experienced it, and I know some of you on the group already have done, you will know that you can do really good things when you're in the right space. So we'll be talking about how you can stay and keep and find that amazing space. Find your amazing space, the one that works for you. And of course, we'll be talking about why you are the key to all of this, and how we can focus on you even more. So I do hope that you're going to join me next Monday on Monday morning, when we do my first Periscope, and also be sharing you some more of the challenges for the rest of the week. And if you haven't already joined, then do pop over to my Facebook group, Your Amazing Space. We have 100 members now, so it's a really great group of fantastic community, and you will get so much out of being part of it. I look forward to seeing you over there. Okay, bye.